Alright, so I'm in Stone Mountain Park in North Carolina, and I think this place is underrated. It's an amazing view from the top, and depending on which way you get to that location, it's only about a mile hike in and a mile hike out. But I'm going to go ahead and do the loop. It's about 4.5 miles all the way around. Got here about 2:30, and I was a little bit tired on the way here, so I took a nap. That was pretty sweet, actually. But I had the sound of the water behind me. It was kind of hard not to do. It's a quiet spot. There's not very many people here right now, and now I feel a lot better. Gonna do the 4.5 miles, and I'll show you some of the views from the top and on my way there. So let's get started. Check this out. They are doing controlled burns for the whole area, so some of the places you can't actually get to, some of the trails are closed. Luckily the one I'm going on is okay, but here is one of the trench lines. So you can see the burn over here, and not a single leaf is touched over here. It's pretty impressive how they do that. I forgot that I wanted to try to count these steps, but the last time I was here, I think I stopped between 200 and 300, but it's pretty much like this all the way to the top. On the other side, on the upper parking lot, you come down a couple of hundred wooden steps and then end up going up these. And so I'm gonna have to go in the opposite way, go down them all. But it's pretty daunting when you look up there and you see that they don't end. So even more steps, but once you get up here, you can actually walk out onto that area there. And since my camera is level, you can see the angle of the rock that you can walk out to. So on days like today where I haven't even seen another person, you can just sit here all day. And I would have had time to if I didn't take a nap, but I've actually brought my hammock and put it in between two trees up there with this view out here, and spent part of the day. That was really nice. It's actually kind of chilly today. My hands are cold, but I got another 3.5 miles to walk, so I'm gonna keep going. One morning, two. I guess that one could be replaced by that one completely now. So this is what they call the waterfall, and the water is falling, but it's more like rolling over the side. So it's more like a water slide than a waterfall, but it's still pretty cool from the bottom. It's not very full today. I've been here when it's been really going. That's really neat. So unfortunately the video doesn't give this rock face a good scale, but it's pretty impressive live, and during the weekends you'll see people climbing up there and hanging, sometimes saying they can't do it. It's just kind of funny, but it's right next to a homestead that I'm coming up on. There it is. I forgot it was on this trail, and that's pretty cool. During the weekend they have little things that they show you and teach you about the family that used to live here out in the middle of nowhere for the longest time. But I thought that was pretty cool. my Jeep sits in my garage again. After being out a little bit west in North Carolina at Stone Mountain, I decided yesterday I was going to swing by the house and while I was here get an alignment before I went to South Carolina today. When I went to get an alignment, they came out to me and said they wanted to show me something, which is never a good sign. And then they showed me that obviously my ball joints were bad, so there's no point in getting alignment. I had them give me a quote. Depending on the type of parts that I wanted, it was between $600 to $700 with another alignment. If I was working, I may have considered just doing that and saying the heck with it, but since I'm not working, I decided I would save money and do it myself. It's something I've never done before, but I think I can attempt it. I've already got the ball joint kit that I purchased a while ago for doing U-joints. So for $120, I get my Dana Spicer parts delivered to me. They don't come till tomorrow though, so I'm going to take everything off today and have everything ready to reinstall tomorrow so I can get back on the road and head north on Friday. So a little bit of a setback, kind of a shame on my part. I just greased them not that long ago and I only physically looked at them. They seem to be okay, but I should have looked for play in them when I had the Jeep up the other day, and I didn't. So it's kind of a dumb move on my part, but live and learn. So now I get to take those apart now. I'm just glad I found it now versus on the road, because I probably wouldn't have had a garage to work in and been able to do that myself, and I would have spent about $300 unnecessary dollars having somebody else do it. So kind of a silver lining. But that's where I'm at today. I'm going to try to make a video on it. I watched some videos on YouTube, and I'm not real happy with some of the videos that I saw. I thought there were a lot of unnecessary steps, so I'm going to attempt to do a video. If you see one, then things went as planned. If you don't see one, then they didn't, and I got the ball joints replaced anyway, so we'll see how that goes. So I had to take everything off the roof. Yesterday we had really cold weather, and today it's supposed to be like 68, tomorrow it's supposed to be 70. But yesterday when it was heavy flurries, I had to completely wash this thing down with a hose in my front yard, and I had caked on mud everywhere, and trying to work under this thing with caked on mud under the fender and everything would have just been a nightmare. Crap would have been falling all over the place. I might have got dirt on the axle shaft when I take it out of the axle tube. So I just cleaned everything up. It took me quite a while, and then I had to unload everything off the top with the flurries. Needless to say, I could barely feel my hands when I was done, but it had to get done. I let it dry overnight. So now I'm ready to jack this thing up and get to working on it. So Friday morning I'll have to reload this thing if I don't do it Thursday night, and yeah, just another setback, but I'm getting there, and like I said, I'm glad it happened when it did. So that's where I'm at right now. I'll provide other updates as things go on. So I don't think I want that cat around that job. That could be a nightmare. Okay, ball joints are done. Went for a test drive and it works fine. Actually cleaned up some of my steering as I suspected. So the steering wheel doesn't vibrate nearly as much. Not that it was that horrible to begin with, but that helped. So now to load this thing back up.